I'm just sitting here journaling and thinking more about radical honesty and how it really has benefited my life in so many ways and has benefited my relationships. To feel safe enough to allow your fullest self to be exposed, for the light to shine in on all the parts of you. When there is that level of honesty and illumination, that's actually what builds the deepest intimacy. Really allow ourselves to be fully seen and known. There's just something so powerfully alchemical about the intimacy that can happen with ourselves and with each other when it feels safe to be radically honest. But I think it's oftentimes the off-limits bits of us that we're afraid to share that actually help us connect more deeply with each other. Because if we can allow ourselves to be fully seen, then that gives permission to the people we're in. Oops, sorry, Charlie. And that gives permission to the people we're in relationship with to feel safe enough to be fully seen. And then there's this reciprocal trust and this flow of safety when we don't feel like we have to hide from each other. It's truly special to find people who are non-judgmental, radically honest with themselves, therefore more likely to be radically honest with you. Truly incredible to find those relationships, whether they're friendships or romantic relationships. But yeah, not everyone is a safe place. There are people who use your vulnerability against you because their unhealed wounds don't know what to do with that level of intimacy and that level of exposure. Yeah, but the unhealed wounds in someone else can often inflict more pain on our wounds when we have been vulnerable. And I actually think that this is what's happening on a greater level in our world. But because we're living in a time of great illumination and collective awakening, we're witnessing how the truth and exposing the distortion is impacting us on a collective level. And I believe that the truth is always a catalyst. It's ultimately an invitation for us to find each other on a deeper level and then to continue seeking the truth together and then coming together to reimagine and create the world that we're envisioning. This ability for us to sit with the truth and not cover it up. It's uncomfortable, it's messy, and it's definitely not for the faint of heart. When the truth is illuminated, it allows for us to experience deeper levels of freedom because we can move towards creating that freedom for all. When we're able to see the whole picture, the full picture, including the distortion, as we are witnessing uncomfortable truths, nauseating truths, as we are becoming collectively more aware, it gives way finally for systems of authoritarianism and systems of oppression to crumble. We pierce the veil to see what's beyond. We free ourselves as a new day dawns. No longer will we abide by the rules. No longer will they make us fools. The truth reveals. Our wounds will heal. Illuminate what's real. Allow us to feel. We move as one. Our hearts on fire, the vision clear as we rise higher. We open the door. We have the key. Together we make change. You and me. And so it is. So Jake is out with a friend, and I am craving some peanut sauce noodles, and I'm really hungry, so I'm gonna make that. I don't really have any vegetables because tomorrow is grocery day, but I do have an apple, I have spinach, and that's about it right now. So I'm gonna boil the noodles and then make the peanut sauce and just chop up apples and saute some spinach and put it all in a bowl. The water's boiling. I said that I was gonna saute the spinach. I'm not. I'm just gonna dump it in to the boiling water. Ooh, hello, peanut sauce. Jake asked me one time when I felt the most fulfilled in my life, and I didn't even have to think about it. I said, when I'm eating. And it is true. Eating good food is my love language, especially spicy food. My mouth's on fire. Okay, so I am really wanting to do some not stencil. If I were smart, I would do stencil, but I really want to do a hand-painted design, like a folk art inspired hand-painted design over my laundry room door from the inside of my laundry room. I've been kind of obsessing over like stenciling, and especially like above doorways or on doors, and I really, really want to give it a try. So I'm gonna give it a shot, and I am thinking about doing it by hand, but I thought I have some scratch pieces of paper here, so I thought I would practice that before I paint on my walls. Ooh, it's going well so far. I like this color too. I feel like it would look good. This is why we practice. Okay, that's not horrible. It's not great. Cute! Okay, and have I found my new favorite way of painting? I think maybe so. It's cute. Ooh, that was bad. That was bad. How fun! So this bottom one is my second attempt. I can't keep myself from wanting to go paint this over my laundry room door, so I'm gonna go do that. I'm doing it. Here goes nothing. Why does this feel like I'm getting a tattoo? Pretty good so far. It's so small. Okay, the first flower has been drawn. I'm gonna live with this for a little bit and then I'll do more, but I really love it. So I've lit some candles and I've moved my kitchen table and chairs away from where it normally lives so that I can move my body I really enjoyed doing that ritual, and I just want to bring that energy more fully into my body and bring it down into the physical to really embody it, to really embody those intentions and that prayer. Again, I've said this before, but as if my movement is like a moving prayer. And I specifically want to move from and with the energy of my lower energy centers, or my lower chakras, my root and my sacral. I think during these times, and just in life in general, it's really easy to want to try to transcend this human experience, or to transcend this physical density and the heaviness. But I have found in my own practices that it is so much healthier for me mentally and emotionally and spiritually and physically to stay in my physical body. So even though I do have a practice of going into meditation and channeling and moving into those higher states of consciousness, or moving into states of transcendence, it's not beneficial or helpful at all in my life if I just stay in those higher realms, because I'm here for a reason in this body. There's almost a feeling of dissociation and just this feeling of floating through life, not really being rooted, and that actually creates more anxiety usually in my body. And in previous seasons of my spiritual path, I've definitely been more inclined to want to just stay in the higher dimensions and float up there and float above life. But I have found, the older that I've gotten, how unhelpful that is, and how that can actually cause me to feel less safe in my body. And tonight specifically, I'm wanting to really allow my movement to be this declaration of radical honesty with myself, and this vision that I have of us being so radically honest with ourselves and able to see the truth so clearly that we know what needs to die and what we're ready to birth into existence.